What's up, y'all? Ty back here. It's early where I'm at. So if you guys are like, dang, Ty, you look tired. I am tired. But guess what? That doesn't matter because we're going to be reacting to Secret Base talking about the infinite timeout loophole that almost broke the 1976 NBA Finals. Weird rules. So I don't know what this is going to be about. The infinite timeout that almost broke the NBA Finals. What is this? Let's find out.
Would you consider yourself a little bit of a bad boy?
No, I am an extremely good boy. I have the certification to prove it. I don't have my license on me, but
You're good.
Look at the puppy, man.
So being a bad boy can sometimes be fun. I think you can get away with some things sometimes. The best way to do it is if you are the perfect mix of like a little bit of a bad boy, but then also you really know the rules. If you know the rules really well, then you can figure out where to strategically be a bad boy, and it can work to your benefit. A great example of this philosophy is the 1976 NBA Finals.
with Celtics and
the Suns.
Suns.
Right, yes. And one of our viewers, Cold Snap on YouTube, reminded us that Game 5 of that series, which was incredible for a lot of reasons, has a great weird rule in it that I think is perfect for this philosophy.
Okay, I feel like I know nothing about that game or that series.
He's like me. I know nothing about that game or that series.
You're gonna love it because it's truly nuts. It contains what I have since learned is widely considered like one of the best finals games in history. So the Suns are up 1 point with 4 seconds left to go. So the Celtics get the ball back, and John Havlicek makes this great 15-foot bank shot to put the Celtics up 1. And the Suns get the ball back with 1 second left on the clock. So they take a timeout. But the thing is, they don't have any timeouts left. That means the Celtics get a free throw because that's a technical foul.
I've never thought about this before.
Yes. So in 1976, the rules almost explicitly stated if you call a timeout and you don't have any timeouts left, you do still get the timeout.
So it's like a luxury tax. It's like if you want more timeouts, it's going to cost you 1 point per timeout.
Exactly.
Which in that
Oh, but they still get to what? Advance the ball? This is kind of crazy. Okay, so let's say today, right? Somebody makes a shot. You don't have any timeouts, but you call one. You're not probably going to get the ball advanced, right? So if you call a timeout, they'll just get a free throw, and then you'll get the ball still at the baseline, right? Whereas back then, you could call it if you were down 1. They make the free throw, now you're down 2, but you still get the ball advanced, and it's still probably worth that timeout. That's kind of crazy.
that scenario that you're describing is totally worth it.
Yeah,
Don't
for
give them
sure.
a point. You'd
Yeah.
probably give them 2 points if you could
Right.
get a timeout. And you get to advance the ball.
Exactly.
That's what I'm talking about. You still get to advance the ball. This is kind of crazy that you still get the timeout. And that teams knew this rule well enough that they're like, yeah, we'll still give up the point knowing that they can advance the ball.
Which is what they did.
That is an unbelievable loophole.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And this is in the final? I have never heard of this before.
This is in Game 5 of the 1976 NBA
Right.
Finals. Yeah.
And so probably didn't matter, right? Like,
Well, it did kind of. So we are in double overtime right now,
Yeah.
and the Suns then do hit a 2-point shot.
Yo, what? Okay, first of all, that's a tough shot. But second of all, he hit it to send it to overtime. This is a crazy rule. This rule could have changed champions. Could have changed who won the NBA Finals.
and send it.
And send it into a triple overtime. They lose the game eventually.
Yeah.
The Celtics did win that
I feel
game.
like if the Suns had won that game, because obviously the Celtics won the series.
Right.
If the Suns had won that game, that would be one of the biggest stories in NBA history.
It would be crazy.
I have never heard of that before today. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
And
That is what I'm saying, though. It is crazy, like to have that loophole. But again, when you're making the rules, they probably didn't think of that situation, but you probably should have. Like, because even if, well, I mean, without a 3-point line, let's think about it like this: without a 3-point line, yeah, you still in that situation call a timeout. But I was like, if the game's tied, you're not going to call a timeout. But if you are down 1, it is still worth it, yes, to advance the
could
ball.
have actually been even crazier because the Celtics did a very similar thing in the first overtime, and the referee, whose name was Richie Powers, just kind of ignored it.
Man. By the way, Richie Powers,
Yeah.
Kind of a weird move not going with Dick Powers. When your name is Richard Powers, he could have been called Dick Powers.
He could be.
Okay, so what does he mean when he says the ref ignored it? Like, ignored the timeout request?
Powers. It's impossible to know if behind the scenes maybe he's going by Dick Powers.
Just seems like a waste of an opportunity.
He was later attacked in this very game because what happened was when the Celtics made that basket to go up by 1 point, the clock showed 0 time left. So everyone went nuts in the Garden because they thought the Celtics just won the game. And
oh my gosh, they stormed the court.
start pouring onto the court.
Yeah, that's an era where you could just do that.
You could just do
run
that.
out on the court.
Yeah, I'd seen that before. That's crazy.
And the Celtics started heading back to the locker room, like people are freaking out. And then you can see in the footage, this guy, Richie Powers, the ref, is being attacked by a fan and is like actually dragged down to the court.
And this is before.
Where is the security guards? I know that they can. I get it. They can storm the court. They can have fun, but he's literally attacking the referee. Imagine today if fans could get on the court, referees would be getting assaulted all over the place. You think Scott Foster would still be a ref? Come on, man.
This is before the Suns get the ball back and all of what I just told you. So not only are they dealing with this, but they have just moments ago had to get like 200 people off of
Imagine if the Suns ended up winning this game. There would have been a riot.
the court and back into the stands to continue playing the final second of this game, which is chock full of just Suns chicanery, basically.
Oh my God.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. Him hitting the shot makes it a big deal. But if they had gone on
That's what I'm saying. If the Suns could have won the game,
is this rule still a thing? I guess that's my main question.
They have since changed the rule and basically said, if you take a timeout and you don't have any timeouts left, the other team does get a free throw. It's a technical foul, but then they also get the ball back.
Okay, so that completely solves that.
Oh, I didn't even. I think I did know that they get the ball back. Honestly, I figured that it just didn't advance the ball at that point.
At least solves the issue.
Because I was almost thinking because I'd never heard of that rule before. I was almost thinking if the Celtics hadn't won that game, they would have known to close the rule. But they figured it out.
They
anyway.
definitely did.
That's
they
too
definitely
bad.
did. Yeah. That just got me thinking about if you have the right amount of book smarts and then swagger to break the rules, you can totally take advantage of it.
That's weird rules, baby.
That's what.
And that's the thing. If there are weird rules, there's going to be people that know about it and people that do take advantage of it. And honestly, they're not to blame because that's just them being smart. It's them being smart.
The show is all about, man.
Because look, if the Suns go on to win that game, guess what? Guess what? That's a genius move.
Thanks for watching.
Shout out for this video, man. I did not even know that this was a thing, and obviously since the Celtics won the game, it wasn't that big of a deal. But if the Suns went on to win that game, that is a crazy thing. This is why rules need to be good. Need to be very good. Drop a like on the video, subscribe if you're new, and as always, man, I love you guys. Have a blessed day.